What has kind of led me to where I am today, it all stems from a single question. And it's a question I ask all social workers. Do you know what the grand challenges for social work is? More often than not, the answer is no, because I get it. It sounds like something fantastical, something that I just kind of made up. But it's a social work initiative is one of our most ambitious initiatives in addressing some of the large scale national and global issues that we face today, such as ending homelessness, closing the health gap, eating isolation, and so on and so forth. However, not many social workers know about it. And even if they've heard about it, they're not very well versed in what it entails and how to get involved and stuff. I only learned about it in coming into my doctoral program. That's how I learned about it. And my question was, why don't other social workers know about this? And that in itself is a problem. So that led to a rabbit hole of questions. And I eventually identified the problem. It's a system. It's a systemic issue. And I coined the phrase micro pipeline in social work because it very much is a pipeline. And it starts at the education level. It goes all the way through your professional trajectory as well. Basically, what the micro pipeline of social work is, it's the systemic funneling of social workers into those clinical and micro spaces at the expense of macro exposure, macro development, and macro support. And you see it in a lot of things that makes it pretty discouraging. You see it in our own organizations. You see it, I don't know about you, but going through my program, a lot of our professors urged us to take the clinical route,
Mhm.
reinforcing the idea that this is the legitimate route. This is the cure route where there's going to be job security. This is where the money is. And I found that you can debunk these things in so many ways if you just do the research. But that's essentially why we now creating or trying to create a space called micropathways. Social work was born of a dual purpose, right? Not just helping the individuals, but also addressing the systemic issue or the social injustice brought that individual to you in the first place. Someone stood up, said we were illegitimate. Social work moved quickly to adopt the medical model, and we leaned heavily into that. And so legitimacy, identity, everything got wrapped up into that clinical pathway, and it's never shifted. It seems that we have an issue moving ourselves back. And again, yeah, there is conflict for sure, but they're all just, victims of that system. Even if you believe clinical is real social workers, or if you believe that's traditional, I try to stay away from those terms because what's traditional to me is the dual purpose.
Mm.
We just need to look at the whole thing, look at the whole picture, see how we have essentially got to this point and understand that there are other legitimate spaces we can be in. And right now, especially with today's administration, decisions are being made
Mm.
without us in mind. We are not an afterthought. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we're invisible or ideas of who we are that don't really align with who we are. I can attest to that because I remember thinking social workers were just CPS workers.
Mhm.
I never really thought beyond or the extent of what a social worker could be. And, our marketing, our education, the pipeline itself, that doesn't really help us with that identity crisis that we have. As long as we're associated with mental health, we're going to be seen as mental health, essentially.
Mm.
Everything is mental health. I think that we are very unique. We're a unique profession in that we see things through a specific lens, and we want to protect, you know, communities and the communities we serve. Right now, our most effective action we can take is to be a buffer between uncaring system and the communities that it harms. And not even an effective buffer. I usually use the metaphor that social workers, clinical social workers are needed for sure. But right now, it's like fighting a forest fire with a water gun. You're only going to be so effective. And if we don't find a way to balance and to get ourselves into those larger spaces, those decision making spaces, if we don't position ourselves to be a better barrier or shield against these, decision makers who are not thinking about the communities, then we'll never truly be in position to prevent. And I think that's what I'm getting at. Social work is not designed to prevent. We're designed to react. And we need to adjust that. We need to fix that.